I don't know how you can watch what's happened over the last couple of games and think, yes, a quarterback other than Russell Wilson is the answer, given what he's obviously covered up on this team for some years now. I understand that having a quarterback on a rookie contract, a good quarterback is, the rarest, most precious thing in football. It's also really hard to find. You can watch the quarterbacks this year, so that doesn't square with me at all. I think keeping Russell Wilson happy and doing whatever it takes should be goal number one for ownership. And I'm not, by the way, saying that necessarily means making changes at the top. I'm just saying that should be the priority.
Now, Mina, as you look at what's happened over the last couple weeks, and specifically, on the Monday night game, you mentioned, in that cut that we had played, this is not in necessarily just reaction to what I witnessed, but what was it that you saw in this game against the Saints that just had you just losing your mind?
Well, Jake, it actually had me flashing back a little bit because when you saw the same thing I saw, which was the incessant running, and not just running into the, I think I mentioned in that clip, running into the stacked boxes. I think 9 of 11 runs were into stacked boxes for like 1 yard per carry or something astonishing like that. And some people kind of push back and say, well, that's Geno, they don't trust him, which, again, if you're generating negative 0.13 expected points per play, I don't care if you're taking additional risk with him throwing the ball downfield. You can't win that way. You can't even compete that way. But what I would add to that is it reminded me actually of, I believe, the 2019 wild card game against Dallas. And that was actually really the last time I felt the way I do now, where I'm like, there needs to be like really big picture conversations about this team, because that was a game in which Russell Wilson played. And yet there was a stubborn adherence to running the ball into a defense that was doing a very good job stopping it, and it was equally frustrating to me. So, I'm not inside the locker room of the front office. I don't know who's making what decisions and where, whether what comes from the play caller versus the head coach versus whatever, but all I know is something needs to change.